The LA Galaxy have won 5 MLS Cups, the most in the league's history, but haven't won an MLS Cup since 2014. In this rebuild, Landon Donovan will take over as manager, looking to establish the Galaxy as the best club in LA and MLS again. While Chicharito is a big name, we want to show faith in Serbian Lehan Joveljic and give him the opportunity he deserves, and that's why we will transfer list Chicharito. The Serbian striker scored 11 goals in 34 appearances, with 25 of those being off the bench. At one point, he scored 8 goals in 9 matches. Despite that goal-scoring form, he was benched in favor of Chicharito. We can't forget recent signing Riqui Puig, who will develop and transfer back to Europe for a big fee. We're going to focus on the development of Mexican-American winger Efrain Alvarez. Efrain is talented, being praised by Zlatan when he was in LA, but still hasn't put a couple solid seasons together. Julian Araujo has made the move to Barcelona in real life, so we look to develop him and transfer him out by the end of the second season. There may be an awkward first encounter between backup goalkeeper Jonathan Klinsmann and Landon Donovan after this tweet Jonathan made when his dad left Landon off the 2014 World Cup roster. And Landon Donovan's first signing is not going to be a big name. It's going to be Edwin Cerrillo, a center defenseman from FC Dallas. We're going to send Marky Delgado and $300,000 to FC Dallas for him. And Chicharito, we're going to pretend he was transferred to Chivas because I think that would be the storybook ending for him to end his career. But obviously, Chivas is not in the game. But this is going to be the squad for the first season. Granziro will be on the left wing. Joveljic will be up top. Alvarez on the right wing. Puig, Brugman, Cerrillo will be the midfield. Edwards, Martin Cáceres, Koulibaly, Araujo, and then Jonathan Bond in net. So I think it's a decent side, but I don't think it's at the point where we can really win. Should be winning MLS Cup in this first season. Christian Acuna, we found a quality Mexican winger. He's going to be a player we're going to be probably looking to have him be either on the left wing or eventually replace Efrain Alvarez. So we'll see how he ends up being. And we actually had a very good US Open Cup run, and we actually made the finals. And it's going to be against none other than LAFC. And LAFC did knock the Galaxy out of the playoffs in real life in this past season, but we also did beat them in the Open Cup. I believe it was the quarterfinals as well. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup here against what really has taken over LA as the best club. Los Angeles FC has dominated since they've entered the league. They did recently finally win MLS Cup, and yeah, their dominance is showing already. Our backline is just not good enough at this point. Koulibaly is okay, but he still needs to improve. Cáceres is just doesn't have that same ability he had before. So yeah, 2-0 pretty quickly in the 24th minute. This could get ugly, and it certainly will. And it's not going to be much of a response from us, unfortunately, as again, poor job clearing things out, and it's now 3-0 in the 29th minute, and that's going to be the end of this one, and knocked out in a big final by our rivals. Not a fun thing to see, especially considering the bragging rights. So really, with this recent MLS Cup victory and this Open Cup victory over us, LAFC has taken over as the best club in Los Angeles, but we want to be able to take over that role from them in these next couple of seasons and win some MLS Cups. We actually did finish as the best side in the season in the Western Conference, which is surprising, but it is really strange how simulations can be from time to time. But yeah, in my opinion, definitely don't have the squad to be considered the best, but it is what it is. So Brugman actually picked up pretty good amount of goals in the season, despite being a center mid. And as far as assists go, no one was really on that aspect until we go further down with Puig. So moving to the playoffs now, this is going to be the first round of the playoffs coming against the Houston Dynamo. And we'll see how we fare in this one. As we have a pretty strong squad now. I mean, some of the players have developed quite a bit, and it's going to be a 3-2 victory goal, a brace from Alvarez and Puig as well, grabbing a goal. And now we're going to be going to the conference finals. For a ticket to the finals, we have to face LAFC, and we'll see how this goes at home as well. And a huge save to start the match from Jonathan Bond. The English goalkeeper certainly stepped up for us, and another big save. Christian Tello will end up putting that in the far post. And now another ball played through, and Bond again with a huge save. It's very clear our backline is not good enough. Efrain Alvarez is going to cut back to his left foot, and fortunately cannot get enough on that finesse shot. Could have maybe played it across. Now Sergio back here to Granziro to Puig, and fortunately loses the ball in a big moment. And now it's going to spring a big counterattack as Raheem Edwards was caught off guard there. It was just a little bit too far, and Vela is going to make us pay. A beautiful finesse shot. A little chip, kind of finesse-y chip, and that's going to be 1-0 LAFC. And now they're going to be playing some beautiful football, absolutely tearing us apart. A very good block that was, but the ball is going to fall back favorably, and in the end, what a finish. Tons of power to make things 2-0 in the 49th minute. And looks like that's about it. Playing again, beautiful football. Couldn't do too much about that. Try to go on a quick counter. Can we make things interesting? But a poor touch from Brugman. And a huge finish there to make things 3-0. Getting embarrassed at home. 56th minute. That was it. And we certainly had to bounce back in season 2. Brugman with 17 goals and 6 assists. However, Jovelic really paying off our trust in him. 17-3. 15 goals, 6 assists for Efrain Alvarez, 9-5 for Puig. So nice to see how we repaid some of those players who we showed faith in this season. And we're going to be bringing a former USA international, Reggie Cannon. So he's a player who has fallen out of favor at Boa Vista. He was starting as a right back. He was moved to center back, but hasn't played well. I think him coming back to MLS and maybe playing center back and trying to find his footing and eventually making a move back to Europe is the way to go. So he paid about $5.5 million for him. And we're going to bring another center back who's playing in Europe at the moment. Not a big name. Ryan Malone. He actually played, it was NCAA football basically, in college football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. And he's been playing in the second division of Germany for Hansa Rostock. And we're going to end up basically funding his transfer by selling 2 of our backup center backs we weren't using. So Christian Acuna, we did call him up, and we're going to loan him out, and we're going to see how he develops along with Jonathan Perez. And they're going to be our wingers definitely by season 3. We'll see how Acuna Grossi could maybe come back from loan, and he does. He has potential to be special, 66 overall. That loan glitch can definitely be a bit overpowered. It is pretty much a glitch. If you loan out these younger players, they tend to improve in their potential quite a bit. But so Acuna will be on the left wing. Now we have Malone and Cannon at the center back spot. So I think we've definitely upgraded a lot in that area. Koulibaly, he's still a 67, but it's good to at least have some depth and as well as some experience there. So it is what it is. And we found a good right back replacement for Julian Araujo. Once we do transfer him out at the end of this season and of season 2, he's gonna be a player who can really feature for us. Tanner Thompson has the potential to be special. So it looks like we found a quality American right back. And who's going to be able to eventually push for the right back position once Araujo leaves. So halfway through the season, second, and playing pretty well. LAFC versus LA Galaxy. Looks like this rivalry has really been pushed to a different level. And Pierre Bell, who's really just going to be a backup option for these next couple seasons, actually has a decent potential on him. In the end, finished 4 points behind LAFC. So that's unfortunate. They have been obviously gotten the better of us these past couple of seasons, but the playoffs is going to say it all. As I said, I do think this squad is a lot better than it was before. In the first round of the playoffs, we'll be coming up against Nashville, and we'll see how that one goes. As they do have a pretty decent side, but we end up winning that first round matchup 2-0 thanks to goals from Acuna and Alvarez. So Acuna stepping in very beautifully in that left wing spot, taking over for Granzier. Then it looks like Jonathan Perez at the right wing is going to probably be the future once Efrain Alvarez leaves us. But now FC Dallas, who have some quality players. I mean, Alan Velasco is definitely one to worry about. Edwin Sarillo was able to help us grab a victory against his former side, though, and make it a 1-0 victory as we're going to move on to the finals. But Jovelic, he scored 29 goals and 34. He didn't score any goals in the playoff matches, so he scored 29 fucking goals in the season. 10 assists from Puig as well. So these guys who we've been really hoping to develop have shown well. And this time we're going to be playing at Bank of California Stadium. So we're not going to be the whole... we saw the way we got embarrassed at home the last time, and we want to change that and reverse things and be able to win away. And it's going to be a big one. A beautiful stadium they have, and renewing this rivalry and actually making a rivalry, because it really seemed like LAFC had the better of us for these recent matches. But this is the Western Conference Finals. Whoever wins this gets that ticket to play in the MLS Cup. And LA Galaxy, again, our defense is not the best at the moment. It's still improving. Definitely could be a bit better. Now, Brugman playing the ball to Puig, unfortunately, cannot finish that. A big save is made there. And now, a big save asked upon for Jonathan Bond. And unfortunately, the save is incredible, but the ball is unfortunately deflected to Araujo, who loses it, and Chicharango is going to finish that, put in the back of the net to make it 1-0. And they're actually going to press very unnecessarily here. The CPU is very stupid. Jovelic is going to play the ball to Puig into some space, He's going to cut the ball back, and he's going to finish the Serbian striker and make things 1-1 in the 33rd minute. I don't know why the CPU does that. It's something with FIFA where they just unnecessarily need to press, and hey, we take advantage of it, grab an easy goal. That's just one of the issues with the game you see from time to time that hopefully is changed with the AI. But 1-1 now. It's a ball game for sure. In the 46 minutes on the wing, ball's gonna fall back, and it's gonna fall very nicely, but unfortunately that is saved again. The battle of the goalkeepers, it seems like. Charango taking a long shot, and what a save from Jonathan Bond. So 2 big efforts saved to keep things 1-1. Both goalkeepers have been in tremendous form at the moment. And a ball played through, and another huge save. This time the ball is able to be cleared out in time, as both back lines are looking very shaky. And again, Blessing, easy opportunity, but Bond is going to stretch out fully to stop that and parry that out. And now Acosta taking an effort, just absolutely being marauded by shots right now is Jonathan Bond. And can we take advantage of a possible counter on a corner kick? And we do. The ball is left out to Alvarez. He's going to beat his man. Now he's going to have some runners into space. He's get the ball to that wing, which is being overloaded now. Acuna, the youngster, he's got some space. He's going to play the ball now to Puig. Good touch, beautiful cross, and Joveljic is going to make the game 2-1 in the 79th minute. What a goal, what a quick counterattack, and certainly changed that game. Turned it on its head so quickly. Efrain Alvarez and Puig doing a great job on that counter, and Joveljic was going to put the finishing touches on that one. And could this be the goal that sends us to the MLS Cup to possibly renew our stake in the rivalry? But what a save. Jonathan Bond, 86 minutes. Can we have a quick counterattack? But again, tons of pressure being put on us by LAFC. Ball is played over the top strangely. Dejan is going to hold the ball up. Christian Acuna with a perfect run over the top. He's going to try to finish it rather than playing the obvious sweat, but it falls back to Joveljic in the end. And he's going to score his 3rd goal of the game, his hat trick. And what a way to repay us. Of course, we got rid of the bigger name, Chicharito, in favor of the young Serbian striker. And he certainly paid things off. But it's going to be a home fixture there at Dignity Health Sports Park. I miss it's always gonna be StubHub to me, honestly. I've gone to this stadium quite a bit, and I really enjoyed going there, honestly. But unlucky that it's changed that to that. I don't know why. I mean, it's sponsors, but I will always miss that name. At Dignity Sports Health Park, it just doesn't have the same ring to a StubHub Stadium. But nonetheless, against a strong not a strong NYCFC team, Landon Donovan is going to look on and hope to bring home his first MLS Cup as a manager. He won plenty as a player. It was for sure 4 with the Galaxy. He won 4 MLS Cups as a player with the Galaxy in 2005, 2011, 2012, and 2014. A beautiful play from Puig to the Serbian striker, but unfortunately cannot finish that chance. That was really played on a platter to him, but an incredible save that was. It looks like Jonathan Bond is going to be forced to make some saves again and stretched out, putting that ball out in the 23rd minute. He's been incredible. Acuna is going to do a good job holding onto the ball also. He finds a big switch to Efrain Alvarez. He's going to play the ball in the middle, and we're going to see a good touch from the Serbian, but unfortunately a big save again. The goalkeepers have been stepping up, and it's going to go to the half being 0-0. With quite a few chances for us, unfortunately have not been able to put them away. Can they take advantage of one? But again, Jonathan Bond stretched out, 49th minute. And now again, the 50th minute, pretty much a point-blank shot is able to get to that one in time. And it looks like there's going to be even more pressure coming. And a huge goal scored. NYCFC. It looked like there was going to be a block from one of their defenders, but it was not in the end. Now, Puig is going to be in a good spot here, playing the ball to our Serbian striker, who's going to have a perfect finish. I love you, Mr. Joveljic. What a god. I mean, as someone who actually does watch Galaxy quite a bit in real life, he's a very good striker, and I hope he does actually start. It seems like in real life there may be a 2-striker formation to kind of use both of Chicharito and Dejan at the same time. But again, Jonathan Bond getting down to the ground so quickly on that near post. Now on the wing here, Acuna, he's going to look for a cross. He's going to hold on to the ball. his play across, and Dejan is going to finish that. What a finish. 89th minute. Could this be the winner? It probably isn't going to be, considering the fact that our defense is quite awful and we give up so many damn shots. But 89th minute, a big goal. He saw Acuna, he had the pace, and he had the strength to hold off a defender, plays it across, and of course, who's there other than our beautiful striker? And Ryan Malone is beat. 93rd minute, 2-2. So, as I foreshadowed, it's not over, and it's going to be going to extra time, literally in the last minute of stoppage time. So, not the best way to give up a goal, but we'll see how stoppage time goes. Probably don't want to go to penalties because those are difficult for me. But Jovic is going to have an opportunity. It's going to be deflected back to Efrain Alvarez. And again, another opportunity, and now he finishes it 3-2. Is that another hat trick? By golly, he has stepped up in the playoffs when he's been asked to, and that is exactly what you want from a striker. He's been, given the keys to the team, and he has driven the team to glory. As Acuna is now going to put this game in the bag, and now we have won a MLS Cup with a lovely mix of players. Obviously, you have the homegrown talents in Christian Acuna. You've got Julian Araujo. You've got Efrain Alvarez. And that's what's really cool to see, those type of players developing and being able to lift up a trophy. So that is what we'll see here. But this is not the only trophy you want to win. As we mentioned before, in 21 and 2012, the Galaxy won back-to-back MLS Cups. You want to be able to recreate that in this next season. So I definitely think we have a squad worthy of that. But we're going to be getting rid of a lot of these players I feel like have shown that next step in the development and should be going to Europe or going back to Europe in the case of Ricky Puig. So wonderful season from a lot of these guys. 36 goals from Jovic and 4 assists. So I think you definitely some of the big clubs are going to be calling. Puig was 14 and 16. And Efrain Alvarez was 11 and 6. A very solid season for a winger, in my opinion. Brugman has been a really underrated player for us. 9 and 3 at that center mid spot. Then 6 and 5 from the youngster Christian Acuna. Grew up all the way to a 75 overall. And Canada has even grown quite a bit and could eventually make a case to go back to Europe. But the first player out is going to be Efrain Alvarez. LA born and raised. I believe he's from East LA. I was born in East LA. Let's go. He's going to be heading over to Leicester City. And he actually had a release clause, so we didn't get as much as we could have gotten for him, as I did want to keep a release clause in some of these players' contracts. It's kind of I want to try to keep it somewhat realistic, because it's going to be our first player out. And after that, we're going to see an array of transfers. So again, to Leicester City for $18.7 million. $18.7 million, I think, is a really good fee. Jovic is going to be going to Benfica for $48.7 million. So goodbye to our beautiful Serbian striker. Ricky Puig is going to be going to Chelsea for $60 million. A huge transfer, that is. And then Julian Araujo is going to go to Villarreal for $34 million. I think that's maybe more of a team that you would like to see him go to, rather than maybe being stuck in the Barcelona B Academy. But our first signing is going to be a very interesting Argentinian center mid. It's going to be our Puig replacement. Very young. In real life, he just made a move, but I did have this kind of a little bit of an older save. So he's not actually at Union at the moment. But a $9.3 million for him, and we're going to look to develop him, turn into another player who goes to Europe eventually. And we're going to bring a big-name older player, obviously a big fan, a big friend of Carlitos Vela, as you'll see in the corner here if you don't remember that infamous TikTok. And we're going to, Instagram Live or something. $32 million.
¡Viva México, cabrones! Un saludito a Calito Vela, güey.
From selling players, we can afford a big name, and he's going to look to lead that front line. Obviously, we've got a lot of youth around him, so it's nice to have a big name like him. Obviously, he still could have been like Chicharito in this season, but hey, I wanted a bit of a change in this club. So yeah, wonderful to see. He can obviously play on the wing, but Acuna at the left wing is going to be Griezmann up top. Jonathan Perez, another local player, another homegrown player on that right wing. Got Brugman and Ardoni in the midfield. Cerillo has grown to 73, so that's good to see. Raheem Edwards still looking good, 70 overall. Koulibaly at the 69, nice. Cannon up to 76, and the youngster Thompson, Youth Academy player, the 67, of course, Bond in that. So I think this is a really solid, well-balanced team. And you can see even from halfway through the season, we ended up at 38 points. So looks like we could end up being the best team in MLS, winning that Supporters Shield like we did in the first season. Of course, Supporters Shield is basically the best club in all of the of MLS. It's basically what you would get for winning a league title in Europe, where there isn't the playoff system. But a good start to the season so far, and we'll see how we can finish it off. And we do end up winning quite handily the Supporters Shield, being the best in the West and the best in all of MLS. How beautiful that is. And yeah, I think we've got the squad that really can be that good. You're going to see a lot of our players have grown quite a bit. Tanner Thompson, obviously, with some of the young players, Acuna even in that one season got up to 75. So I think we have the quality to show that we are capable of that. Griezmann ended up scoring 19 goals in 34 matches. So really good season from him for us in his first season at the club. Been watching a lot of basketball games with Carlos Vela, I'm sure. Brugman, 8 assists. Griezmann was 6 assists as well. Jonathan Bond, 11 clean sheets. So our goalkeeping has always been wonderful, and our defense really stepped up, as Bond has obviously been asked to do a lot at times. 22 goals, 7 assists in total for Griezmann. 11 and 6 for Acuna. 10 and 3 for Perez. Brugman always been solid with 8 and 8. Nardoni was 7 goals and 1 assist, 5 goals and 4 assists from our left back, Raheem Edwards. So we've got some very solid play from our players. And you can see how these guys have grown, like 75 Edwin Cedillo, Franciever in a backup, Reggie Cannon up to 79, so he's probably someone who we'd send back to Europe as well. Darren Thompson grew to 73, so that's beautiful to see as we go into the playoffs now. Austin FC, and we're going to sim this one, and we are going to win 2-1 with a goal from Griezmann and Acuna. As now, we are going to play the conference finals, sim that, and again, a victory against the Colorado Rapids as well. I believe they still had Giassi Zares, but yeah, a 3-0 victory, as we're going to go to a very interesting final MLS Cup, final MLS Cup of this rebuild. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the MLS rebuild because I feel like it's pretty realistic MLS to actually be able to turn a team around in a season or two, as it's a very interesting league with how much parity there is and how close all the teams can be to each other if you make the right signings, if you make smart moves. I think it's a interesting league as well, just to do a career mode with. I really like the presentation. I hope you guys enjoy that. So we'll be walking out. Our players will be walking out. You see the MLS Cup right there, as Landon Donovan looks to kind of recreate some history, winning 2 MLS Cups in a row, not only as a player but now as a manager. And Raheem Edwards is going to be back out on this wing, and he's doing a good job overlapping. Just cannot catch up to him, playing the ball to Griezmann, and what a finish and what a run. The way he peeled back that run is perfect. His goal scoring sense is obviously amazing. He's always been a credible player with his movement, and it shows right there as he gets in the perfect spot to be played the ball across by Raheem Edwards. And again, now Acuna back out on this wing, and a good run for Griezmann is going to play the ball over the top, a little close control, and now the ball is going to be back in the net, as he's going to run to the keeper, and he's going to be doing some of his signature celebrations, obviously, even though it looks terrible. Low-key looks terrible in FIFA, but it is what it is. Hopefully they get some better motion capture eventually, because some of the stuff is going to cringe. But now played over the top again, Griezmann, and he's going to close control it. A very good touch, but a big save, however, to keep things 2-0. It looks like we may be running away from this one. Obviously, if I'm showing a corner kick, which is going to be taken by Brugman, he's going to put the ball in here to the back post. Raheem Edwards is going to head it across, and Griezmann is going to be there perfectly to put in the back of net. 3-0, as now he's going to do a lovely little celebration, dancing his shit, and we win it. We win our second MLS Cup, and that's how this rebuild's going to end. It ended up being 6-2, so there's a lot of goals and shit. But Griezmann scored 4 goals in the end, so they kind of jumped to the result, basically jumped to the sim, and we got to the 89th minute, so I could still show this part. But I thought this was a fun rebuild. We brought some interesting players back. We brought Reggie Cannon back from Europe to help us, Ryan Malone, and some different names like that helped us out. And of course, we developed some of the homegrown players. And of course, this final season we brought Griezmann, a young player, Nardoni. And I think it's interesting rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I certainly enjoyed playing it myself, and I actually wasn't enjoying FIFA for a while, but once I got this rebuild going, I actually found it pretty entertaining for myself personally. So with that, guys, I will be having some more MLS content for sure. I really enjoy making MLS rebuilds. If Liga MX was in the game, I would be doing Liga MX rebuilds, but unfortunately, of course, it's not in FIFA anymore, which is very sad. So hopefully that league comes back so I can do some more content like that for you guys. But at least I was able to develop some Mexican-American players like Alvarez and Araujo. So as you see, again, Brugman holding up that cup, second in a row, and reestablishing ourselves as the dominant Los Angeles club we have in these 2 seasons. So with that, thank you all for tuning in, guys. Hit that like button. I love you. I'll be signing out now, and I'll catch you guys later.